Foster and this is KG, and we're here from the African Student Association to talk about our cultural show. So this year our cultural show is going to be bigger than it has been in the past years. And
all those in favor, raise your hand and click A.
We're presenting for our overnight event. It's an annual event. Put it on in the past. We're asking for a prize basket of RHA swag. So there's like some clothes and maybe some mugs and chip clips and stuff.
All those in favor, raise your hand and click A.
Part of what I do every year is come to you guys to go over the room selection process so that you have information about how it works, so that you can help answer questions for residents or know who to direct them to so that they get the correct answers. So just as a reminder, we do have a 2-year residency requirement. In addition to having to live on campus for your first 2 years, all first and second year students also have to be on a meal plan, regardless of what kind of housing they're in. I want to point out that when you look at second year options on South Campus next year, we're using Tippett House for second year housing, which is apartment style housing. So even though it is apartment style housing with the kitchens, second year students still have to be on the meal plan. That's a contractual agreement that we have with Bon Appetit and Dining Services. For rising second year students, this becomes one of the first times that they can think about having co-ed living environments. Just a reminder though that with the co-ed suites, because Clark Tower has doubles and singles in it, the doubles have to stay single gender. And just so you know, all of Clark Tower will be second year students. So the first step everybody has to do is complete their individual housing application. Yay, they went live, so everybody should be doing that, right? Rushing back to your rooms and doing that. We have a deadline, Monday, March 17th, which is the Monday right after spring break. That is the deadline to apply to actually participate in any of the lottery processes for room selection. You can still apply after that date. It's a live, ongoing application, but that's a cutoff to be able to participate in lottery, so that's a very important date. The next step is what group do they want to live in? And our room selection process is designed around groups. You get to choose to live with your group of friends, and that's how this has always been based. It's a little bit different than we've done in the past. What we've decided to do is reduce the number of students who can actually participate in the multiple suite process, and also reduce the number of options that will be in each building for multiple suites. What we were finding is that groups were not really doing that. They were trying to get as many people as possible because they had this misconception that if I get 24 people, which was the max we had last year, then they could take, get first choice of buildings and take over certain floors and things like that, and that really was not the intent behind the multiple suite process. What we found is that those larger groups really didn't know each other. It was just people randomly jumping together to try and form these big groups. So we've decided to go with a different plan this year and limit it to 2 suites as a maximum. So each group has a group coordinator. They collect all the application numbers and authorization codes from each individual to add them to their group, and then they have to actually apply by the group application deadline, which is the second column there, to actually be part of that lottery process. And then on lottery day, only the group coordinator goes online and picks the room for that group. All of the Village at 115 will be for upper class students. We're using the 5 current property management apartments on North Campus that we used this year. So Twin Gables, 1680, 1719, 1727, and the Noble apartments. Staley House on South Campus is set aside for upper class students. And then we're going and continuing with Tower 2 in the Triangle. Okay, so same thing like before. Everybody has to complete an individual housing application by the 17th. And then what we do with the upper class students is we do the single apartment lottery first, because lots of students want a single apartment, so might as well try and get them into a single apartment, and then if they don't, then they can have time to figure out a plan for a group. And then the next groups of lottery, which are for the groups, for the apartment lottery, happen in this order. We start with the large numbers first, 9, 7, 6, and 5, then we flip around and do 2, 3s, and 4s.
So Council of the Year, your COTI documents are due in less than a month from now. What is COTI? It's a transition document that your council presents to exec the Wednesday after spring break. It's really important that we have these not only for like a fun competition between the councils, but also for councils next year to look back and be like, okay, what went well, what didn't. And we do grade both on what's being said and quality of your work. So keep that in mind. Receive feedback that like sometimes there's like a little lull between like once we get into like the meaty stuff of the day, and it's also something that has been successful in other SEC organizations. So we're going to do essentially a who's who in GB.
This person is from Ohio, but would love to backpack through Europe before dying. Of any person alive or dead, this person would most like to have dinner with Beyonce. When this person is sick, this person prefers new movies to ones they have already seen. This person's favorite Disney character is Simba, and given the opportunity, would like to live in the Harry Potter universe.
Yes, is it you? Yes.
Granted 3 wishes, this person's second wish would be to never to have to or want to sleep. On sick days, this person likes to watch the movie 500 Days of Summer. This person's biggest fear is people in mascot suits. If this person had no money troubles but still had to work, this person would like to be a personal chef.
Greg?
Ben.
Yep.
We just attended the North Girls Conference a couple weeks ago, the start of February, and so your representatives, there was myself as NCC, the National Communications Coordinator, Katie, obviously, as the president, and Steph Chen is actually our NRHA president, and Skip was our advisor. So why do we, as Case Western, submit? Well, we do a lot of great stuff here, and we're really proud of it, so we wanted to make sure that we're recognized, at least in the region, and to recognize you all through meetings like this. Juniper got a national OTM, and also,
Won this month too.
oh, we won one this month too, guys. National OTM. And also, so Jen's bid for National Residence Hall Honorary Member of the Year. What? So, props to that. Okay. We have a lot going on, so bear with me. So, first thing, roommate mixers this week. So, talk to your friends, people, roommate mixers, Twitter, Facebook, just put it out there. We started talking about Wrestle Rendezvous PR. And then also another thing that's coming up is the open houses that admission office is hosting, and we also a part of that. Faculty and staff versus student basketball game this Friday at 5:30 in the Delbert gym, and we have Krishna and Arjun representing RHA, so come cheer for them, and then cheer for the game too. We worked on a presentation next week. Also, a quick note, I'm not having office hours this Thursday either because of the press are remaining.
Yeah, so we talked about, we basically talked a lot about Restaurant Rendezvous, a little bit about kind of the internal, what's going to happen there. And then, also, yeah, room mixes are a thing, encourage residents to go out to that. And I am having office hours, so we should participate.
We reviewed our laundry project. I believe the items are in, and they should be up soon. And that the pilot program will be in Magnolia, and we will evaluate that in April as a committee. We also looked at sustainability efforts, both active and passive, and how councils can work towards that.
All right, we're having fun over here. Let's say I will stay on the recognition kick. For January, you all submitted 11 OTMs and 9 notable winners, and that's pretty awesome for a month that we sort of half come back to school, and for the other half we were frozen. So good job, everyone. Keep it up. February should be much better.